Hey, my name's Justin, and I'm part of the sales team here at Tower Systems. With me today, we have Min. I was actually working out how to introduce you, Min. You're obviously part of our support team. You help a couple of our new installs get on their feet. Am I right in saying you're the AI guru as well?
Yes, I'm also in charge of helping keep the chatbot maintained with the knowledge and making sure that it's providing the right answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other titles you want to give yourself, like, good cook or
No,
anything?
well, no, not cooking wise, but I do help out in the office as well from time to time.
Yeah, there you go. Look, the purpose of this video, we're just going to run through a couple of the key facilities that help our toy store customers. And I guess a question from that is, what makes good, and sorry, question, probably a question without notice, but what makes good toy shop software in?
Um, from our software specifically, I would say it's pretty simple to use and easy to set up from a customer's perspective.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, really good point. Look, I'll also add, locally developed, locally supported. And the reason I say that is we've actually got stores that sell, toys, collectibles within, Australia as well. So we're sort of walking in the shoes of our customers. We know exactly, what they're wanting for out of software, what they need as far as a support point of view goes. So yeah, I'd probably add that. And one thing I will add is the AI tools as well. I was actually going to save this for the end of the video, but now that we're talking about it, I'll probably get you to share your screen and start demonstrating me if you don't mind.
sure.
You can talk to it from a support point of view. What's the feedback like as far as the AI tools we've got embedded within the software?
The feedback we've gotten that it's a game changer. It does save a lot of time when it comes to, especially the importing of invoices, rather than having to do it manually. Now it allows them to really just double check the AI's work to make sure that it's putting the information correctly, the way that it's set.
Yeah. And as far as the AR tools we offer, things like being able to import supplier invoices really efficiently, quickly and easily,
Yeah.
bringing stock in from an online database called Barcode Lookup. And that basically populates things like, descriptions, stock images, and a couple of other values as well against those products. But yeah, what do you want to show us?
Let's go with the AI invoicing first off.
Yep.
So let's just through the invoice arrivals in our software. We have a little button here called the AI import. So we can just click on that. It'll bring up a screen for us to select the, let's say, a PDF file for the invoicing from a supplier.
Yeah. You mentioned PDF. Does it do any other types of files or?
It also does CSV files as well, if the supplier provides you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the majority, as you said, is PDF, isn't it? So,
Yes.
yeah.
Cool. So I just have a self-generated one here, for example. So on the left-hand side, it shows you a preview of the invoice itself. So this is about a 30-line invoice
Yeah.
that I've self-generated, basically. You can click on the analyze file at the top right, and based on your AI model, it will go through and analyze the invoice and try to map the different fields that we require in our software to be able to quickly invoice it.
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't matter what supplier it is, because obviously some suppliers would use, different templates as far as, invoicing and all that sort of stuff goes. But
Yeah.
it's essentially not going off any template whatsoever. It's purely just getting AI to populate the correct fields.
Yeah, we have our own built-in prompt to try and map the different columns properly. So
Yeah.
depending on the way that the supplier generates their invoice, um, yeah, depending on how good it is, the more likely it is to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's gone
Cool.
through and it's matched the barcode, it's found the supply stock code description, any for these are the existing items, so it already has my information in here. Any new items will show in red, as you can see down here. And you can quickly either just manually add them by clicking the button, or up here you can click to add all of the items automatically, quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly do that. So just gonna go through and add them for us.
And you said what? This was roughly 30 items on this invoice?
Yeah, as you can see down here with the count,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep.
it gives you a total as well. So you can kind of see if it matches with what you see on the invoice as well to confirm that it is actually working properly, let's say.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have any of these products in your database already, roughly, I don't know, a 30 item invoice would, I don't know, take you probably about an hour to manually input, descriptions, cost
Yeah,
prices.
a couple of minutes for each item to just go through and manually put in the information.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
safe to say this would, all be done less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And these new ones, because I don't have them in a set department at the moment, I can go through and change them if I need to, just by going to the edit
Oh, yeah.
and moving them to the correct department I want to as well.
Yeah, cool.
So, for example, that and just save. I
Yeah,
just got to close
fantastic.
this. Yeah, so that will go through, have some automatic pricing, but otherwise I can change it back to the way it was, existing retail, like so.
Yeah, there you go. And then
Yeah.
what, save to arrivals, and that essentially arrives all the stock in there.
Yeah, there's extra information up the top as well if you need to amend it after the fact, but that's what the AI invoice has picked up from the actual PDF file.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, just while we're on sort of adding product into the database, do you want to touch on the barcode lookup integration we've got?
Yeah, the barcode lookup, I'll have to get out of the screen, but after that process, it will give you two options. It will either um, quickly uh, import the invoice, or it goes through the second method where it will um, go through the more detailed process of importing the invoice, where it will give you the option to make the item and amend the information more fine-tunedly at each step of the way as well. So there are
Yeah.
two methods of doing the import afterwards.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I spoke about the barcode lookup. It's an online database of, I want to say, over 1 billion stock items at the moment, and
yeah,
obviously rapidly growing as well.
yeah,
But really handy for like our toy customers. I notice a heap of toys that actually exist on that database. So as you're sort of going through the screens, what it does is when you scan a barcode into Retailer, our software, it will perform a quick little barcode check with that online database. And if that barcode does exist on that database, it'll essentially, as you can see here, populate most of the info for you. So Min's going through the screens here. So descriptions, you'll need to, assign it to a department. If you're doing this on the fly, you'll need to do, more things like set suppliers and all that sort of stuff. But if you are doing it through an invoice arrival, all that data will be populated automatically.
yeah.
Then obviously you put your cost price info in, and I can see AI pricing here. Do you want to explain a bit more about that?
Yeah, so the AI pricing is another one of the AI tools that will help you generate a price based on your settings for the prompt. But it kind of gives you an estimate of what your pricing should be based on your preference. And you have the options here to kind of give you some information on what the price will be, your markup in your GP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And this is going off your geographic location as far as what your competitors are selling that item for?
yeah, if you do decide to put it in the prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can
Yeah,
just
cool.
pick any of these. But otherwise, I can also change it and put in my own pricing or do the rounding as well.
Yeah. Yeah, really handy tool if you're unsure, what to price an item for. And
Yeah,
as I said, while it's not naming competitors, specifically, it does give you a good guide on what people in your area are selling that product for.
yeah. So it's just going through the other information. It has some classifications if it does provide it based on
Yeah.
our database on the barcode lookup.
Yeah.
It is a public database for that, so it is continually always growing as well.
And then we've got the web settings here. So this is purely for if you're connected to an online store, something like a Shopify or a WooCommerce store. Um, Basically, yeah, you'll demonstrate the AI web
Yeah.
description generation.
Yeah, so this is the web description. You can click on the generate AI and it will just give you a basic prompt on describing the product.
Yeah, is that just a standard prompt? Like if you're familiar with AI, can you change that prompt in the back end, or tell it how you want it to describe the product.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're happy with that, you can save it, but otherwise you can make additional changes with the formatting over here. I'm just gonna save that for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, tick web store item. And yeah, within a minute, you've got that product not only into your database, but within a couple of minutes, it'll display on your online store with, web pricing, with a web description, with images, and a couple of other things as well. Cool.
Cool.
And just while we're on the web integration, what's the next AI tool you want to show us? I'm assuming it's the stock item blog posts.
Oh yeah, there's that as well. So for example, go to setup, uh, got where the option is. There we go. So stock item blog posts.
Yep.
So you can make a blog post on any stock item that you have on your system, and it will automatically be able to post it over to your website as well. So I'm just going to do a quick example. Clicking add. Let's look up a product. We'll just go with Blue and Friends figure pack.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a 3 and a 5-year-old. I'm don't like the word bluey at the moment, but yeah, let's run with
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, so there's just a basic prompt here. You can just use that if you don't want to change it. There's information to include if you would like to include any of the details that you have in the system
Yep.
onto the blog post. But I'm just going to go with, let's say, just the description of the product itself. So a very vague, um, limited information, and we'll see what it does with the generate blog post.
And just while that's generating, I can see on the left-hand side, you've got create a catchy and informative title. So
Mm.
you can obviously change that if you want it to describe it in a fun way or,
Yeah,
whatever the adjective is, you can, yeah, adjust that, I'm assuming, on the left-hand side.
yeah. Well, we've just given you a basic version just so then you don't have to worry about making up your own prompt.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
As you can see here, it's made, a pretty tidy blog post about it, easy dot points, sections. If I wanted to just improve the formatting a bit, I would just, kind of give it a spacing here and there just to fix it up, like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And if that had an image against the product, it'd obviously send across the image as well. The
Yeah.
image would be displayed on the left-hand side.
Mm.
Um, Obviously, you got the publish date up the top. Really handy tool. Like I've got customers that will, sit there one Sunday night. They spend 20 minutes sort of scheduling in those blog posts for the following week coming up. And yeah, whatever the publish date is, it'll obviously publish that blog post on that day. So, as I said, takes you less than 20 minutes. You could get a week's worth of blog posts, ready to go for that following week.
Yeah.
And yeah, all thanks to AI.
Yeah. And if you have with a change, you can just upload to the blog post as well.
Yep,
Yeah. Cool. I'm just
excellent.
gonna close out of this.
Yeah, that's right. Is that all the AI stuff you want to show us?
I think so.
Yeah. Do you want to stop me sharing, and I'll share my screen just to talk about a couple of the other functionality we offer. But just yeah, further to the AI stuff. I think you mentioned being a game changer. Yeah, customers are absolutely loving it at the moment. I'm not sure if any other providers offer that functionality. The AI tools within the software are all embedded. A lot of people get nervous about AI, but as you just demonstrated then, like the tools are within the software, really simple to use from a user point of view. And the amount of time it saves as far as bringing stock into the system, and not just the time, sorry, but just that consistency as well. You don't have 5 different staff members typing in descriptions and all of that sort of info. So, yeah, particularly handy, as I said, if you do want to start selling online, making sure that data is 100% accurate. Yeah, really good tool for that.
Yeah,
I'll share
and
my screen. So, oh, sorry, did you want to add something?
yeah, I just wanted to add that, especially for a small business where you might be limited on the amount of staff that you have or time, it really does help in that regard, as a really useful tool for small business owners and customers to be able to leverage against other businesses.
Yeah, yeah, really good point. Look, the I guess the general sort of functionality I want to show you in the software is a couple of things. Won't take too much of more of your time, but the first thing is the Insights dashboard. Now we've got over 100 different reports you can sort of access, but we've created this dashboard as you can see here with about 6 different tabs along the top, and I think this is accumulating data from about 11 or 12 different reports, and we've put it into different tabs of different insights that we think, as a business owner, you should be looking at daily. So, how the business is going, what's not selling, what are you missing out on? So basically the software saying, hey, if you had some of these in stock, you would be selling these. What sells well with what? So it will give you a ranked sales report of your, say, top 10 selling items, but what sells well with those top 10 selling items. So you can pick up on trends throughout the business that, okay, people are buying this, but every second purchase, they're also buying this with it. And then is theft an issue? And yeah, your busiest and quietest period. So not only are you getting an analytical point of view as far as looking at this dashboard, but as you can see here, by the graphs and whatnot, you can get a visualization of how the business is going as well. And the last thing I wanted to show you was I guess the loyalty tools. So I'm just going to sell this particular hat here and sell this product. But as you can see here, I'll preview this receipt. This is what we call discount vouchers. Really popular way to offer loyalty within the business. We do offer the points-based system in a couple of other ways, but certainly the discount vouchers are proving really popular amongst our toy shop customers. The advantages of it is I didn't have to get any customer data for this particular receipt. So as you can see here, I didn't assign it to any customer. Really good way to entice customers to pass over their mobile number and email address because they might get rewarded, a bit bigger next time. But it's also a good way of bringing your customers back sooner and get them spending more within your business as well. Anything further you wanted to add, Min?
Um, no, I think you sold it pretty well.
Yeah, there you go. Well, as I said, the software does, a lot more than what we've both demonstrated today. So yeah, if you want to see the software further, feel free to reach out at sales@towersystems.com.au. And yeah, we'll happily answer any questions you have. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.